Natalie Portman, sorry. And we saw her recently in the movie The Black Swan, and today we're going to talk to her about this film. Hi. First of all, thank you very much for accepting to do this interview.
No, thank you.
And before we begin, let me say that you look amazing. You have no idea how much I admire you.
Thank you. No, thank you. On the contrary, for inviting me.
Good. So, this film, The Black Swan, became a cinematographic treasure. And it is definitely a movie that goes from a big passion to an obsession that falls into madness. Um, I wanted to know if it was hard for you to play Nina. I understand that you studied ballet from the ages 4 to 12, right? Just before you start focusing in your acting career.
Yes, I did some training when I was a kid, up to my teenage years, as you mentioned, but that didn't prepare me for what I was going to face in this movie. I did training for about a year, and then as the film drew near, we increased the amount to up to 8 hours a day. And I had to do strengthening exercises, I had to cut down my calorie intake, I had injuries as well, I even had to take an MRI once. But that wasn't the toughest part. To me, the most difficult part was to understand Nina's experience and to embody it. I think that was the toughest part.
So, in the movie, Nina is asked to play the white swan, but she is somehow seduced by the black swan, right? So, the thing is that as Nina is somewhat reserved, she struggles with playing the black swan. But this is Nina's situation. Now, in your case, Natalie Portman, would you identify with which character do you identify the most? The innocent white swan or the sensual black swan?
I think there's more than just innocence and sensuality in the white and the black swan, respectively. I think it has to do more with paranoia, because Nina starts having delusions. She sees a more liberated version of herself, and she starts projecting that version on Lily. And it all stems from her obsessive-compulsive behaviors and her perfectionism. And I think that's how we human beings are wired. We do take into consideration socially prescribed roles, and we are affected by them. We have this duality of the innocence and the sensuality. It all takes place in her mind. I mean, they are just different facets of her own personality. But I think you cannot simply choose one of those poles. I think it's all ideally to find a middle point, but yeah, you cannot simply choose one of them. And I know this sounds like the hackneyed grayscale like philosophy, but that's how I see it.
So, before the movie, did you know Mila Kunis? Were you friends or something?
Yeah, we were close friends, and we actually liked watching Top Chef. And it was actually me who recommended her to Aronofsky. She got the role just a few months before the production began.
So, what do you think of her as a colleague? I know that among your characters in the film, there is certain rivalry. So, maybe would you say that in real life you are also rivals?
No, not at all. Not in real life. And I do think that Aronofsky was trying to pit us against each other. He was trying to stoke a rivalry between us. And he would keep us separate, for example, during the production. He would always tell me that Mila was doing excellent, that her movements were perfect, and so on. And I believe he was doing that because he wanted to create jealousy in real life so that it would show on the screen. But no, it didn't affect our friendship. I mean, we're actresses, we were only acting.
So, we also have to mention that the film deals with certain subjects such as sexuality and homosexuality. So, was it at some point uncomfortable to you, and how do you feel by making these scenes, because we can see this, for example, when Nina has disturbing sexual dreams. So what do you think of these subjects?
As I said, I think it has more to do with paranoia and perfectionism more than with homosexuality. But it was pretty awkward, especially the sex scene. We both wanted to get it over with. We were super embarrassed. But it's always liberating to know that people know you are not the character you are playing on the screen, and that's always something I try to keep in mind.
Now, to conclude, I think the whole audience is interested in knowing if you identify at all within the story. Obviously, not in relation to ballet, but in relation to acting. Would you say that you are obsessed with your career?
No, I do believe I used to be perfectionist. I like military discipline, and I think that that's a trait Nina and I share, and I try to grab onto that element to bring the character to life. But as time has passed, I've become more comfortable in my own skin, and that just makes it all easier, and I'm less stressed about doing everything perfectly, you know? And regarding the ballet and the film industry, I do think there are some similarities, but there are also some differences. For example, in the ballet world, there are less principal positions, therefore less opportunities to shine. Whereas in the film industry, there are plenty of roles and plenty of movies, there's always a TV show or something. And I also believe that ballerinas depend a great deal more on their physical strength, whereas we actors, we can stay a little longer in the film industry.
Okay, very interesting. So, thank you again for being here. We recommend the audience to watch this film. It's truly